just make it that much more tedious and harder for us. So that's what they're here. They're saying they mailed the request. This is the authorization and the request. They're saying it's completed, and they're going to call back on 5/8. Well, look, 5/8, they called back, and they talked to Esmeralda, release of information. They give the telephone number. It's as if I was calling, but better. My time's not being wasted. And they're saying that our request was received on 5/1, and it's currently in process. We'll check status next week and call back on 5/15. I think this is a duplicate. Somehow they must have hit the button twice. And look at that, 5:15. They're like clockwork. They're great. Spoke to our buddy, friend, old pal Esmeralda again. And this time she said that the request is still being processed. Check back on 5/22. So what's really great is if this copy service wanted to, we were told that turnaround time is 45 business days. If they wanted to, they could make this return to call back like 30 days from this date or 30 days from this date, right? But they don't. Their theory is, you know what, the more times I call them and bug them, and they start to get to know each other, especially a copy service. Copy services, working with copy services, they get rapport with each other. And this Express Imaging, they are built on turnaround time. That's their whole key to get repeat business. Oh, we can turn around. Our average, you know, of turnaround time on APSs is less than 14 business days, let's say. And there are different report functions in here that do, you know, say what their turnaround time is, but they're pretty good. They don't wait, and, you know, when they say they're going to follow up, they follow up. They don't wait a dramatic, you know, long time for another follow-up, even though we know it's 45 days. Let's just still kind of, you know, put a bug in their ear and let them know we're still waiting for them to process our request. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. You know, we need you to process the request. So call back on 5/15, and our buddy Esmeralda, she said that the advised that this request is still being processed. Call back 5/22. And then look at that. We were supposed to call back on 5/22, but we found out on 5/17 that they're ready to copy. So they must have sent them an invoice or maybe an email and said, you know, we're ready to copy. So now they said they're going to copy it by 5/22, and they beat it even again because on 5/18, the records, we received them, my copy service, and they're going to complete it today, and then it was completed on the 18th. So this didn't take no 45 days because from 4/24 to 5/18, that's less than 30 days. So this is how this company makes money. I think they get $25, $30 per order, and they amortize the amount into the cost of the medical records. So how do I tell you this? Usually medical records, each carrier has a certain dollar amount that they will pay for medical records. So most carriers are willing to pay up to about $100 for medical records. If it goes over $100 with their $25 fee included, so if the records are going to cost $75 and they tack on $25, we're right there at $100. So anything over $100, this company will send me an email and say the records are going to be $104.26. And believe it or not, yes, I have gotten requests like that. They charge per page, and it's just crazy. And so then I have to email the underwriter at the carrier to see if they're willing to pay the extra cost involved to get these medical records. The underwriter might come back and say, you know what, instead of it being 5 years, you know what, I really only need 4 years, so maybe that will help with the cost of the medical records. So I'll go back to this company and say, you know what, change this from 5 years to 4 years. Okay, now the medical records are $75. Okay, get them. So do you see how you're working with the underwriter, you're working with the copy service, everybody's kind of working, it goes into that whole thing, what we talked about at our last meeting, all the various parties involved last Tuesday. You can see easily how so many people get involved in one single case. Did I lose you guys?
Yes.
Chelsea, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. I'm starting to wonder why insurance companies don't just order their own exams.